Hey guys, Brian with VetteSource here checking in. This evening what I'm going to feature for you is a 1996 Corvette speedometer tachometer assembly. This unit actually is applicable for 94 through 96 Corvettes, but there is one big difference here on this tachometer that is often missed, and I'll show you real quick. Now of course, if you saw my video last month of the tachometer from the 69 Corvette that I've got, there's a link up there at the top of the video that I highlighted for you guys. There are different tachometers in the years depending on engine options and things like this. So the first thing you may notice on this one, if you got kind of an eagle eye, is you'll look at this and you'll see that this tachometer actually goes all the way up to 8,000 RPM. Now standard Corvettes, stock LT1 cars had 6,000 RPM tachometers. So if you're wondering which Corvette or which version of Corvette this came out of, this is a ZR-1 tachometer specific for 1994, 1995 ZR-1s, or in 1996 this would have been installed in Grand Sport and LT4 equipped Corvettes. And the reason for the higher tachometer rating on these is, of course, if you remember the early ZR-1, I'm not talking about the one from 2009 or 2019, the early ZR-1s were a double overhead cam 32 valve Lotus designed engine that was built and assembled by Mercury Marine in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and they made just under 7,000 of those cars. So with a double overhead cam motor, you could actually rev that motor well up past $7,000 without damaging the motor. The normal Corvettes, the LT1 had a flatter power band, so 6,000 was all it got. Now the reason that the LT4s got the higher RPM tack was that also the valve train on those motors was modified where you had sodium. The valve stems were hollow in those, filled with a sodium material. So with a lighter valve train you could actually spool the motor up a lot higher than you could a normal LT1 motor. So that's where they were getting that extra 30 horsepower. Part of it was the valve train for the motor. It had a little bit higher compression ratio too. This unit itself is actually out of a 96 Grand Sport, but it is applicable, like I said, to 94, 95 ZR1s. 93 and down had the orange lettering versus the white lettering, so that is won't work. And then 90 through 91 are their own specific years, so they won't interchange either. So this one here, as you can see, is in excellent shape. It's pretty much perfect. By this time, the speedometer tachometer head assembly was kind of a hybrid unit. There's a lot of electronics in here. You can kind of see circuit board. This is where the main plug-in goes, right here in the circuit board. This is your backing plate. So you get a circuit board in here, you get another intermediate circuit board here, then your main connector to your LCD is right there, and then an outer bezel, and then the plastic cover, and then underneath that, this whole part inside of there was liquid crystal, and I may or may not be able to show. Sometimes you can see some lettering, but I don't think you'll be able to see. So what you'd have there in the middle would be your fuel gauge, your speed, your odometer would be down on the bottom, plus with engine details like your temperature of your engine, your oil pressure, oil temperature, things like that, your volts. And of course your standard analog gauges here, oil pressure, oil temperature, and volts, but you could also get those in a readout here, which was controlled by a DAC panel, or the DIC panel that's over there to your right. So as you can see, this dash is actually in really, really good shape. This is a fairly uncommon dash piece to come across, only because the majority of cars were LT1 cars. So 94 and 95, there were just a shade under 1,000 ZR1s equipped with this. And then for the LT4 cars, I think they were under 5,000. So there's very few of these dash clusters running around anymore. This is a more unusual cluster. It will work on a normal LT1 car, but it may not give you a correct reading as far as your tachometer goes, because it's actually programmed a little bit different way. So if you have an interest or need a speedometer like this, I have plenty other speedometers in stock for LT1s. This is just a special one that I wanted to highlight because of that 8,000 RPM tack. Just give me a call. You can reach me at any time, 832-654-7367. Tomorrow I'll be back with some more detailing on tearing down that 91 Corvette parts car that we've been working on. If you've missed some of those videos, you can see that description up there at the top of the video. So just let me know what you guys think. Make some comments. If you'd like to see some more of the videos or some other things you'd like me to detail on some of these Corvettes, definitely let me know. and appreciate you checking me out and watching till the end. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, okay? Thanks again.